Hey people, in Tier 3v3 Faction War, this is Estia Province and Eldar versus Tyranids. For the blue Eldar team, we have Lindonin as a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Alongside, Adila's Warp Spider Exarch, teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control abilities. Rounding off this blue Eldar team, Ben 1993 with a Farseer, support hero that fights in melee combat, powerful buffs and control abilities. Red Tyranids, the Tenso is a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon. Just saw a destructor there from Lindonin. Those guys ran the hell back into the bunker there. Alongside Arseman, also known as Hunter, with a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful offense and destruction with some support too. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse. I shall call you Ramon. He's angry. Lost a lot of hit points trying to finish off the Farseer, but goes down. Should get revived there by BRAWLER's Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist going to infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support too. I think Ramon needs to run away. There he goes. I'm going to call him Hunter rather than Arseman, because if I say that over and over again I might get my video demonetized. We still have quadruple termagants in the mid here. Warp Spider and some dire Avengers too. In fact, double termagants for all three of the Tyranid players. Not expecting that these days. Lindonin with Banshees, Adila with dire Avengers into a Guardian Weapon team, and Ben with dire Avengers into Banshees into a Guardian Weapon team. Looks like the red team will retain the west side for now. Not sure who won the mid there. Some heavy losses on both sides. Maybe the Eldar win it. I mean, they're still here. So are the termagants, I suppose. Bunch of reinforcing for everyone to do. Ramon's healing up, as is the Lictor Alpha, and the Guardian Weapon team on the way now for Lindonin on this western side. Surely we'll see some Raveners, maybe from Hunter. There's a Warrior Brood on the way for Brawler. Warp Spider has a look at the west side now. Maybe see a 2-1 versus the Tenso coming up. Do have a grenade on these fellas. Any more grenades around? No. There's a Ranger squad on the way now for Adila. Ravener Brood are hitting the field for Hunter, since he already provides his basic synapse. Doesn't need to get Warrior Brood up to get some synapse going. These guys have a Barb Strangler already. Nothing up yet for the Tenso. Did they spend a bunch of power elsewhere? Not really. They got adrenal glands on the Hormagaunts. That was it. Tunnels being used over here. Shield is up from the Dire Avengers, which the Shuriken can now use. Warlock going for the decap. Might fire out the Destructor, although maybe they already have. On the east side, got some action. Lictor Alpha forces off the Farseer. Very brief action. Hormagaunts got messed up though. Was that the Farseer? Maybe she got a special attack or something. Tyranids are retaking that eastern contested power. West side is turning blue for the Eldar Banshees, with the aspect of fleetness jumping over some stuff. Gives the Exarch mirror swords, as you can see there, in tier 2. If they survive the tier 2, there's a washout going in on the Hormagaunts, but it's a dicey fight. Lots of termagants around and Raveners getting some DPS in. Speaking of Raveners, we have a Ravener Brood up now from the Tenso. This Shuriken doesn't want to stay here. Ramon just runs on in, gets a special attack, but they were already retreating, so they weren't knocked over. Grenade doesn't really hit much. Rangers need to move and shoot here, move and shoot. They've shot, so it's time to move. Taking a bunch of damage. Unnecessary damage, I think. They do eventually retreat. Good grenade, though. I think Adila was waiting for that. Killed a bunch of Hormagaunts. Warp Spider Exarch with the improved targeters. More weapon range and more range damage. Pretty good. Going for a little power harass here, the Tyranids. Not sure how much they'll get done though. Hormagaunts can't stay in play for long. The Destructor, did it hit those termagants? I thought it missed. Maybe it missed. Maybe it hit stuff. Double Dire Avengers trying to escape the Burrow Strike. The double Burrow Strike, in fact. I think one of them did escape it. Doesn't have the energy to do their grenades though, because they just used fleet to try and escape there. Only so much energy to go around. Howling Banshees chasing down some Raveners. Maybe. I guess not. I guess they already used their fleet. Shuriken can help out. The red team did retake the VP during all of that. I guess the Tenso grabbed it, maybe with the Raven Alpha, or also got the wreck point over here. Meanwhile, east side, the natural power being hit by Hormagaunts on the node. That's a good Barb Strangler shot there. Rangers are still free to fire though. And the Farseer does get in on the Warrior Brood. They're still decent melee combatants when they have their Barb Strangler, but of course they can't fire it if they're in melee. Grenades missed there. Hormagaunts went the other side of the wall. Some very luminous Hormagaunts and Termagants here. Looks pretty fun. Like they're from the 80s or something. Shuriken has moved up a bit, supported by the Warp Spider, and a good Destructor in. Messed up those Raveners. Almost got them, in fact. Down to 32 hit points. Banshee's coming in from the flank, but here come Tyranids also. Needs to reposition here. Shuriken sets up. Might get Burrow Strike, there it is. Can they move off in time? They can't, they have to retreat. So I think the Tyranids are going to get this VP right back here. 385 to 449. Slight VP lead for the red team going into tier 2s. In fact, Lindonin and Ben have already started their tier 2s. Warlock runs off. Farseer hasn't leveled up yet, no war gear. Warp Spider also has improved warp generator. Gives him the group teleport. That could be fun. And the Warlock, no war gear, almost level 2 though. Raven Alpha. Just built a tunnel, I think. Hive Tyrant's level 2. And the Lictor Alpha still level 1. There's that crippling poison from the toxin sacks. That was just those guys leveling up. Hormagaunts coming in from a flank. Banshee's caught between some Hormagaunts and a whole bunch of other stuff. Got messed up there. Hormagaunts with adrenal glands are really dangerous. These guys didn't actually drop a model, which was amazing. Grenades in retreat path. Chaotic engagement. And now can the Banshees get away here? So much stuff between them and safety, but it's mostly ranged units. So not a lot of threat in melee. They do get away okay. Oh! Hormagaunts or Termagants just wiped there, I think. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Something died, but I don't think it was a wipe. The Tenso with double Raveners. So they're going to go tier 2, get a Venom Brood up with range synapse, get the damage synapse of the Ravener Alpha, and they would get some massive damage buffs. We just saw the traps, the burrow traps up for the Ravener Alpha. Put one down over there. Knockback, stun, and damage. And since there's only one Ranger squad up, maybe they won't be able to spot them. Here we see Ramon, level 2. Taking some Ranger shots from somewhere. Oh, from over there. Where are they? There they are, miles away. 334 to 442. Warlock puts some pressure on, but is eventually persuaded to leave. Got a Witchblade of Kurnus and Cloak of Shadows. Lictor Alpha gets chopped down. Ramon also runs away. More burrow traps going up. 3 of them over here now. It could make a big difference in the fights, as long as the Rangers aren't close to spot them. Autark from Lindonin, buffing the Banshees with even more speed. And I think it's a slight damage buff as well. See their weapons starting to glow. And she provides that passive defensive bonus when she's nearby stuff. Which is pretty fun. Here's a Tyrant Guard from Hunter. Falcon is up from Ben. Don't really have a good answer to that yet. Oh, here comes a Venom Cannon from the Hive Tyrant. That's going to be an answer. They also have a Zone Throat for a focused Warp Blast, perhaps. Are they going to get inside the Falcon? No. You can transport units inside that thing, also reinforce off it, which makes it very useful in the 3v3, because all 3 players could reinforce off it if they are close enough. Hormagaunts, decapping the power. And now bashing it. Nothing here to defend. Here comes the Falcon though. I feel like they need to retake this and immediately go bash the other side. There's the electroshock grubs from the Thorax Swarm. Kind of like a melter bomb. Does some damage and slows it down. 299 to 442. War Shout wasn't really needed. They were already retreating there. There's Guide up on the Banshees now. That's one of the starting abilities of the Farseer. More damage and more range, 30% more. Makes a big difference on retreat especially. Dark Creepers now from Adila. Very good anti-heavy and super heavy infantry, which is what the Tyrant Guard is. This thing's super heavy infantry. So, did a decent chunk of damage there. They found a webway, took it down. Rangers have done well, I think. That Pathfinder gear, setting some stuff up. These guys not in cover. Could be a dicey place for them. Yeah, outnumbered a bit. Got some infiltrated Banshees getting in now. Set up by the Pathfinder gear. There's the Ethereal Slash of the Warlock. 299 to 431 on the VPs. Just got a heal there. That was the Autarch jumping in. Can they take out this Tyrant Guard? Pouring in the damage of the Dark Reapers. And there's cracked shot on them too. Looks like it got out of range. I think it does increase their range and damage. Cracked shot. It's a global ability of the Warp Spider Exarch. It's a really cool effect too. Venom Brood are up for the Tenso. Dark Creepers did not drop a model. Looks like they're going to be okay, but red team might overrun the west side now. This Shuriken needs to reface. This is Lindonin's. This is also Lindonin's. Gets caught. This one was facing the wrong way. I think it's going to go for the garrison, is it? Could be massively risky if there's a Barb Strangler around, but I don't think there is. Goes for the garrison. Doesn't make it immune to damage. In fact, it's less cover than heavy cover in a garrison. So it's still going to take a bunch of damage here. In fact, it's going to go down, isn't it? Yeah, it was a mistake to go for the garrison. There's so much stuff around. Down it goes. Meanwhile, in the mid, Falcon is still alive. Got a bunch of XP too. Howling Banshees level 2. What about Lindonin's? Also level 2. And you see there at the front the Exarch with her 2 power swords. Who needs a pistol? Especially a Banshee pistol. They're pretty bad. Got 2 Autarchs up and a tier 3 for Adila. Making good time on that tech. Lictor Alpha is going to get revived here by Ramon, the Hive Tyrant. He's got the Warp Field, improved Synapse, and Venom Cannon. Can sit back, tank a bunch of damage, and buff your allies while pumping out some very dangerous anti-vehicle shots or anti-large target. They got Capillary Tower. Yep, no Brood Nest over here from Hunter though. Power, Reed. Okay. 285 to 428 on the VPs. Looks like a little bit of a lull in the action. Maybe players waiting for their tier 3s before they push. I think they should push with the Falcon maybe. Genestealer Brood is up from Brawler. Massively dangerous to any infantry they can get their hands on. Or their claws and teeth on, I suppose. Yep, down goes the Farseer set up by the Flesh Hook. Autarch also getting destroyed, but does get away. Those guys bravely, momentarily jumped out of the Falcon to chuck a couple of grenades. And it worked. Did some good damage. Uh-oh. Ramon's on the side of the Falcon. Almost took it out, but is persuaded to leave. This guy is now just tanking damage with repairs. No anti-vehicle weapons there, so the Falcon wasn't really threatened. Up to level 2. Well played. Well played, Ben. Got the Banshees onto the Hive Tyrant really quickly. Jumped out, started repairing. And it survives. Here comes Adila with some support. Maybe they can push against the power here. Stop the march of the Carnifexes, or at least delay it. Maybe. Lindonin's hitting tier 3 now. Adila's already there. In fact, already has a D cannon on the field. Long range artillery piece, insanely dangerous, and it's going to sit on this west side to look over this VP. You guys going to cap? There you go. Just destroying a tunnel first. East side, they are on the power. Are they too far forward though? The Falcon's done for, I think. Venom Brood getting shots in. Oh, maybe not. Venom Brood didn't chase in time. Does the Farseer have something to stop this stuff? No. And they do get taken out. Venom Brood coming in from Brawler there. Oh, they're both Brawlers. I see. How could I mistake that colour scheme? Rangers getting messed up by Ravener Brood. Really do pump out some piercing DPS, don't they, Raveners? Quite scary. Seer Council on the way for Lindonin. Blue team are holding the west side pretty well. Tenso might need a hand here. Gone tier 3 now. With a decent amount of power in the bank, so by the time they get them, I'll be able to afford a Carnifex. Carnifex is on the way for Hunter. They're straight on the power of the Tyranids. Big loss, that Falcon for Ben. Was doing a great job for him. Got some Seer Council of their own on the way. Choosing not to use their red. In fact, they might not have had enough. I think it's 300, isn't it? Carnifex is 3/4 done. Well, now it is. We do have the Corrosive Devourer for the Ravenet Alpha. Not sure how well the burrow traps did. They've all gone off. Maybe they were spotted. Maybe they did amazingly well. Don't think they wiped anything or helped wipe anything. Tyranids get back the west side. Was not expecting them to be able to do so, the Tenso. Eldar are right back here, and here comes the Seer Council. This is a squad of Warlocks that can all leap into combat, as you see there. Really good power melee DPS, and they provide a passive 15% range damage reduction, which they themselves benefit from. They're a really good squad, I think. And surprisingly tough. 500 hit points per model at level 1 isn't bad. Especially with the damage reduction they have. Down go the Termagants. There's a burrow trap there. So they are going to take back the west side, and that was a bad fight for the Tenso. Stayed in a little bit too long. We have a Barb Strangler Carnifex. Many people have pointed out that these should be called Stranglethorn Cannons for a Carnifex. I have requested the mod team to rename them, so maybe that will happen. Maybe we'll get some Stranglethorn Cannons. I believe the main difference, despite being larger, is that they have some anti-vehicle capabilities and stuff in the lore, which does align with the Carnifex's Barb Strangler, because it does hurt vehicles as well. So yeah, rename it. Why not? Got a power bash on the east side, which is very quick because of the double Venom Brood. Ben is pinned back. Now has a Fire Prism, which can do some great work from long range, but it's going to be so vulnerable if those double Venom Brood get close enough. It might be a bit too close right now, actually. It's only got 500 hit points at level 1. Venom Brood will tear through that so fast. Here they go. Ortark getting in, trying to tie them up. Look at the damage it's taken. Can't tie them both up there. The Farseer should be on one of them, and down it goes. Big mistake from Ben. Not sure what they were focusing on. I guess they were focusing on trying to finish off these Gene Stealers with a time field and stuff. Fire Prism down, says Brawler. There's the time field from the Army of the Assyrian. Not sure what this Ortark is up to. Is she stuck? She runs away. She's okay. Warp Spider Exarch now with the Entangling Web. The Tyrant Guard is still around. Goes into shield wall mode. The Carnifex and the Hive Tyrant getting some melee attacks, and I believe the Hive Tyrant still has a special attack even when he's got his Venom Cannon. He's got a sync kill too, look at that. Just bit that guy and tossed him behind him. Wasn't that hungry, it turns out. 256 to 294. Oh, we have a phase armor, phase shift. Just to annoy things rather than set anything big up, I think. Yeah. Tyranno formation to mess with the Bright Lance. Almost one-shot it. But they are going to get shots in on the Oh, maybe not. They got hit by the other Spire. This Bright Lance is trying to get shots in, though. D-Cannon as well, doing its thing. D-Cannon fires a damage over time effect. There it is. Sometimes a little bit underwhelming. They're trying to fight these Spires now. There's a Singularity, which is not underwhelming. Those guys getting the hell away from it. Maybe, I don't know what I could do about that. About the damage over time attack. Maybe give it a little bit more range. It used to be, in the old days, just a big, massive burst of damage, which could basically hit anything, even if it was moving and stuff. So they changed it to damage over time. It's another Singularity. Are they far enough away? I think they are. Oh, that guy wasn't. Did he survive? He survived. Well done. Oh, maybe not. Dark Reapers made sure of that. Looks like there were bashes on both sides. Eldar have rebuilt this one. West side is uncapped. Got some suppressed Seer Council and Banshees thanks to the Barb Strangler. Another shot. Oh, got no suppression because of the Cloaking Shroud. Wasn't enough to suppress them there. 256 to 249. Seer Council fighting some Spore Mines that were spawned from the Carnifex. Now going after the Raveners. And that is, yeah, Faltru's Wing. That's enhanced on those Seer Council, boosting their speed and damage even more. Very scary buff to see on a Seer Council. Meanwhile, east side. Tyranids all the way up on the power, but they can't bash it. Dealt with by Seer Council and Time Field. Avatar of Cain on the way for Adila. Each player now has a D-cannon. And we only have 2 Carnifexes up. I don't think Brawler's got anything out in tier 3. I don't think so. We do have a Lictor as well for Hunter, getting a decap. Has that faster capping trait. And it's very good at sneaking around. Very good at taking out D-cannons as well if it's allowed to. A little bit of a leap. Flesh Hook. Oh, Flesh Hook over there. Here comes the Farseer to have a word. Seer Council as well. They will make short work of a Lictor. That's the Flea. Almost got that Ravener Brood. That was so close. Barb Strangler from the Carnifex might have saved it. Oh, maybe not. Something got it. I think it was the Warp Spider. Level 7 this guy just hit. 256 to 212. Brushing off some Spore Mine explosions. Eldar looking quite strong here, you know. Here comes another Avatar on the way for Lindonin. And Adila's is already on the field. Look at it. Super unit for Eldar. Massively powerful in combat, as you may expect. Also provides some nice passive buffs to nearby units, such as Suppression Immunity, which is going to be helpful against these Barb Stranglers. Another Carnifex on the way for Hunter. Time Field setting up some very favourable combat for the Eldar, as you may expect. Synapse Explosions. Dark Creeper's doing really well. Level 3 these guys now. Just got hit by a Barb Strangler though. Farseer level 4, runs away, double grenades for Ramon, but he tanks them with his shield and gets a revive on the Lictor Alpha. It's not going to level him though, no. Here's the Avatar of Adila. Can it get the Carnifex? It's surprisingly quick actually, the Avatar, for something the size that it is. At least it feels quick. Carnifex does go down, thanks to the Bright Lance. Well done you. That was a Wrath of Cain. Avatar has a look at the Hive Tyrant and decides to go after it. Okay. I think Lindonin's Avatar is up, but the roster has run out of space here, so I can't see it. Is this it? There it is. Those fiery footsteps. 256 to 159 on the VPs. Is this a... It's going to be a Thornback Carnifex. And we're back. Sorry about that cut. Got kicked out of the replay because the Steam servers went down, which has been happening a bunch recently. I guess they're under more strain than usual. But I've reloaded and found where we were. The Hive Tyrant did get away from the Avatar. Looks like Eldar are still on top. Full and fat rosters. And Lindonin has an Avatar of their own right here. 2-to-1 cap. Actually a good comeback so far. The Eldar were like 200 VPs behind at one point, I believe. Or taking the Eastern power, I should say. Gonna have to deal with double Termagants though. Both with Toxin Sacks. Might just jump on them. No, she's going to run in. No, she's going to run away. With her Executioner Spear. Took a lot of damage there, actually. That was just one Termagant Brood shooting at her. Not sure what that was. Was that the end of a singularity, maybe? Seer Council haven't quite leveled up yet for Ben. What about for Lindonin? Yes, level 3 for Lindonin. Look at him go. Wailing Doom. Might catch the edge of those Tyranids. Oh, got one of them. Got one of them. This is a Thornback Carnifex. So kind of bad news for the Seer Council to fight, but there's also 2 Avatars here. The Lictor's doing a jig. I think he was caught in the entangling web there. Still the 2-to-1 ticks down. Eldar, I think, with just the right amount of aggression here, they can pull back out of this and still be relatively stable. But they are putting the pressure on. Carnifex down to around half health. Those big wailing doom swords wailing on it. Looks like one of the avatars is backing off. Barb Strangler, I don't think hit anything. The other avatar thought about backing off, then sees Ramon, the Hive Tyrant. There's a Eldritch set up by the phase armor from Adila, and that's what it can do. And goodbye to Tenso's and Hunter's army, basically. Did take down the Warp Spider as well, but it was worth it. It was worth it, and that surely has sealed the victory for Eldar here. Mortark runs off, she's level 4. Avatars can't level up because they're special. But maybe they can take out this Carnifex. Avatar barely escapes there, 268 hit points. Carnifex remains. Bright Lance getting shots in on the wrong Carnifex. Here come double Venom Broods. Looks like, oh, infiltrated the Avatar there for a little while. It does get away. A Fire Prism up from Adila. Another Avatar for Ben. Going to be one for each player now. And Eldar have pushed up to try and get a triple cap over here. Double at the moment, and it might be enough. No way Tenso and Hunter can respond quickly enough. Hunter does have plenty of resources. He just can't get on the field quickly enough to take 2 of the VPs back, you know. That was a Wrath of Cain on some Rippers. A little bit of overkill there, Mr. Avatar. But hey, you do you. Swarmlord is up for Brawler. Not sure where he is. Let's find him. Where's that Swarmlord? There he is. Trying to get onto the Eldar's natural VP. There's only 5 VPs remaining, and there is the victory for Eldar. A very polished performance. We had a VP deficit earlier on, but we're really strong on the west side, and a couple of nasty doubles against the Tenso really setting back. And the Seer Council did an amazing job. Level 3 for Lindonins. These guys got level 2. Avatars came out just the right time, and not enough Carnifexes early enough, I don't think. I thought they swapped power bashes quite evenly, but maybe the Eldar got the best of it. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in the Faction War event, and for Impregnable, of course, for overseeing things. And I'll see you next time.